I got myself my other flashlight. Let's have a look. Last case scenario, there's a tree I can climb onto. Oh yeah. Oh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So I think I should explain you this little dehydration drama that I had last night. But I think that I'll do it in my hammock. I'll jump in my hammock because it's way too windy. It's really windy today. Very windy morning, and there are way too many flies. It's a bit annoying. And yeah, it's a drag because I was trying to get this camera angle just to be perfect for quite some time, and now it's all for nothing, but that's how life is. So yesterday I had some really tough time. I mean, I've been here before, I had it far worse before, but it was still really tough. Because by the time I got to this lake I was horribly thirsty. I mean, really horribly thirsty, and it's hard to explain how quickly it gets you, you know, under this Paraguayan sun, when it's like 37 degrees Celsius in the midday, and yeah, your brain is just melting in your skull. And yeah, I managed to get to this lake and I realized that it's almost completely dry. There were a few places with some puddles of water, you know, with some last living fishes jumping around. Yeah, but it's just a mud hole and not much of else. But I was horribly thirsty, so I just rushed to the first place with some water and started filtering some water immediately. And that was amateur mistake number one, because the water I used was really muddy. So my water filter got stuck with the mud straight away, and technically I lost my filter. Yeah, I took just a few sips of water, and even that was just delicious. When you're really thirsty, you know it, you know, just a little bit of water, like it tastes so good. So then I realized that I will need to do everything old-timer way, and I will need to boil some water. And I also realized that I will need to set up my camp next to this lake, because yeah, if I want to boil some water, I have only one pot, and it will take a lot of time and effort to get even a few bottles filled with water. So I hiked back to the official camp, and I brought all my gear, all my stuff here, and I managed to set up a little camp. And then I started boiling water. And as I was boiling my first pot, all these pecaries showed up. So I also had my little peccary drama. I mean, it was an amazing experience. I've never seen such a huge group of white-lipped peccaries before, so it was really unbelievable. But I was also sitting in a tree completely dehydrated for quite some time, and in the meantime water was boiling. And once I came back to my camp, I was so thirsty, that was crazy. So I just started drinking this hot water straight away. And that was amateur mistake number two. And yeah, I drank a lot of it, almost all of it in one go. I think my gut couldn't take it, so I just fell on the floor and started puking, throwing up. And yeah, I threw up, and then I just collapsed on the forest floor, and I was laying on the forest floor. I passed out for about 1 good hour. And by that time it got really dark. I woke up and I realized what happened. And slowly I recovered a little bit. I started walking a little bit, and I managed to boil some more water. Just this time around I was really waiting for it to cool down a little bit. And yeah, I drank some of that water, and yeah, my body sort of started accepting it. So I felt a little bit better, and I spent probably 3 or 4 hours just slowly boiling water and drinking it, you know, recovering. step by step, gradually, not rushing it. And this morning I feel a whole lot better, but I'm still not quite alright. I still feel horrible thirst all the time, so I think I really need to rehydrate myself. And today I will stay here all day. Also, it's really cool spot. I mean, this lake attracts a lot of animals. I can only wonder what will show up this evening. Maybe those pecaries will come back, maybe even the jaguar, God knows. So this is really cool spot. Yeah, I want to stay here for today, recover a little bit, wait for the animals, and then tomorrow early in the morning I will try to climb up the Cerro León, Lion's Hill, one more time. It is the end of the dry season in the Paraguayan Chaco. Every day is getting hotter, and rainfall is nowhere to be seen. All kinds of animals are gathering around the last remaining sources of water. Red-footed tortoises approach early morning hours. They feast on humid and lush vegetation. Once these tortoises were present throughout entire Gran Chaco region. Nowadays, stable populations can only be found within the limits of protected areas. Habitat destruction, hunting for food and collecting for illegal pet trade pushed them to the brink of extinction. But by midday, it gets so hot that even the most heat-resistant creatures are seeking shade in the bushes. And me myself, well, I started looking for some alternative ways to cool down. Let's boil some water. And cook some stuff. So the giant group of pecaries, they're here again. There's so many of them in the middle of the night. I was almost asleep. Come on. Right. I got myself my other flashlight. Let's have a look. Is they went. They're still there. Last case scenario, there is a tree I can climb onto. Shit. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh. Gee. And this is just a small fraction. Right. Now I swear it's almost like a freaking army marching through the bushes. There's so many of them. It's the same group like yesterday. Yeah. Whew. Freaked me out quite a bit. They passed by so nearby, so close. And I was half asleep. Wow. I'm pretty much surrounded by pecaries. Well, not surrounded, but there's so many of them out there. Occasionally, wandering through the bushes of Chaco at night might be a completely outlandish experience. As I was walking back to my camp, I encountered something that I've never seen before. Now, this is something that you don't see every day, or better said, every night. I couldn't understand what was going on, whether for some odd reason this bat was actually trying to eat the cactus, or perhaps it just fell from the tree and stabbed itself. So once back in Asuncion, I've contacted an environmental organization that is working with bats of Paraguay. After seeing the footage, they told me that it seems like this bat is grooming itself, although it might be that it also stabbed itself too and now is trying to get the thorns out. But what do you think? What the hell is taking place in this video? I know that the vast majority of my audience are outdoors people, but are there any bat experts out there? Another beautiful morning in Paraguayan Chaco. I barely slept. I slept like 3 hours because those pecaries, they were making so much noise. They stayed nearby in close proximity throughout the night, and each time they get closer they make so much noise I just wake up. Like, what's going on? What's going on? Oh, it's them, you know. And then I pass out again. But yeah, it's really crazy. I knew that exists. I knew that white-lipped peccaries, they form these massive groups and so on, but I never saw one with my own eyes, like that big. This is the first time. So it was quite of an experience. And I got some good news, good surprise. It's very cloudy. Very likely it will rain, and this rain is very needed. Not just for the bushes, for me as well, because yeah, I could just collect some rainwater and drink that. And today my plan is to hike up the Cerro León, Lion's Hill, to look at Paraguayan Chaco from the top, and then hike back to the Cuatro de Mayo. That's my plan. And if it will remain cloudy as it is now, this should be a pretty smooth operation because it won't be that hot. So yeah, I mean, it will be hot. It will be crazy hot, but not super crazy, brain melting hot, you know? There's a difference. There's a difference. So I nearly packed my stuff. I was boiling a little bit more water and it started to rain. Yeah, if it will rain more heavily, I'll try to collect some of that rainwater. It feels so fresh, you know. Is this the official beginning of the rainy season? There was some rain on the forecast, but didn't expect this coming out. Wow. So I think it was raining for about 3 or 4 hours straight. Well, I don't know exactly because I passed out. I was sleeping for quite some time, and judging from the sky it might rain some more. I definitely will not have any issues with water in the near future. Yeah, and now I'm rushing to the Cerro León. I want to climb up that hill because it might start raining again. I'm really excited. Cerro León is not just one solitary hill, but in fact a range of many hills, more than 120 to be precise. On map it looks like some giant brain-like formation, with many tiny valleys and tiny streams that remain bone dry for most of the year. Most of these hills only reach an elevation of 300 or 400 meters above sea level, and only two are slightly higher than 600 meters. So some might say, well, what's the big deal? I mean, these are just some little hills. But there's something fascinating, something profoundly mysterious about Cerro León. Perhaps it's the presence of jaguar and ridiculously high abundance of wildlife in general. Or maybe it's the fact that several groups of indigenous IRA people are still roaming around these areas, hunting and gathering, just like we all did roughly 12,000 years ago. The rest of Gran Chaco is almost completely flat, so Cerro León is nothing but a regional anomaly, some odd spot on the map, a place like no other. Now honestly, I was thinking that once I get on this road, maybe I'll be able to catch a ride because there are a few cars passing by now and then. But since we had some rainfall, definitely not. After the rain, all these Chaco roads, they just get so muddy. Now you just have a look at this. This is beautiful little rainbow boa. Pretty common nocturnal predator out here in the bushes of Gran Chaco. Very different from its close relative that can be found in the Amazon jungle, which is very colorful. This Chacoan rainbow boa is much more humble in its coloration, but it is a beautiful snake nonetheless. And these are pretty docile and chill snakes. They're not very defensive, they don't strike much. I mean, this is completely wild animal and I'm handling it, and as you can see, not much of a reaction. I mean, it could strike a little bit, but you know, it's still pretty chill. It's completely harmless, non-venomous. It is a boa, constricting snake, so it kills its prey by constriction. Wow. So nice to find one of these. Probably one of my favorite snakes in Chaco, to be frank. And here I am back in Cuatro de Mayo. Just this time around, I'm staying in Rose's hotel. Because you see, my friend, sometimes it's really nice to take a shower or practice this thing called sleeping in the bed. And I think that's what I'm about to do today. I'll be sleeping all day. I walked at least 50 kilometers yesterday. I mean, within the last 24 hours. And yeah, mostly carrying my big backpack. So yeah, I think I really need to take some rest. It's a beautiful morning. As you can probably guess, green bushes of Gran Chaco hold very special place in my heart. And I really hope that this video made you fall in love with Chaco, at least a little bit. And if not, then, well, then at least now you know that such place exists. Thank you so much for watching, my friends. I'll see you soon.